Hi guys, I'm Fred Baraza, Petals of Africa School Administrator. This is just Petals of Africa School Gate, and on the path we are following, we are heading down. On my left is the pupils' dining hall, and as we pass the dining hall, we are heading straight away to where we made the bricks. So it will be a bit some distance away from where we are. The bricks we have been using to construct the buildings that we have in school, and we are putting some other properties like teachers' houses that are in progress. We hope in the future we'll have some buildings put in place with the same bricks that we are constructing. Here is the school land. I feel this is the land that we have been doing some agricultural work, and right now it has not been planted because we were off season. We ran out of time, and we hope in the near future we'll have to plant it once again. And on the same land, just adjacent to the school, is where we have the bricks made, and we'll reach where the bricks are. The land is divided into two. The side that we are working on belongs to the owner of the land, and that is Jared Ampugogega. The other side is the property that he gave to the school. Jared donated 7-acre piece of land. 3 are the ones that we have put to the school, and we have another 4 acres outside the school that has never been fenced, and we are still doing some agricultural work on it. So as we walk down, we'll reach where we have the bricks that will be used for construction in the future. I think you will just follow the road. We don't have a road, but it is a path that is leading us to where we have the bricks. We have the neighbors who are just living around the school, and the school has really brought people together. I feel we have some families around here, and the same families are the people that are making Petals be what it is, because without pupils it would not be easy. Tunaenda kwa matafari. Yeah. So we have to walk a bit because the land is a bit bigger, and Jared really did a great work when he donated the land freely of charge to help the community have a school around here, and that is a blessing that we must appreciate. On my right is not the school property. This is another Jared's brother's property, and on my left is Jared's property and the school property. So the land is still wide, and we'll have to go some extra mile to reach where we have the bricks that were made by the school, and is for the future plan of Petals School. It will be used to put up some more structures in case we have some funding that will be able to help us build the houses. You know, we don't have building stones around here, so we use bricks to help us put the houses in place. And that is something, idea that I initiated about 12 years ago. When I came here, the whole land was bushy, just like we can see here. It was like this. Petals was very bushy, just like where we are right now, and nobody could imagine that it would be the school that we have today. And this is something that we have to be grateful for. First, when Petals started, we did not have water around, so we had to look for somewhere where we could make bricks, and that is a place where we could get some water collected, so that could help us in molding bricks. If as we are still on the same land, and I know we are almost approaching where we'll get bricks. We have also some big trees that we have been cutting to help us in burning the bricks. Bricks you cannot use when it is not fired, and we have some tall trees around here. These big trees are the ones that we have been cutting and helping us in burning the brick to be ready for construction. For you to use brick, it needs that you mold it, dry it, and then you can arrange them in a kiln, and then you can fire them. Here, right where we are, is where we have been digging the land to make bricks. All the bricks that I've been using, apart from some that I made in school, most of them I was digging the soil here and molding here and putting them in a kiln. From a distance we can see the kiln that has a huge brick. It looks like a hill, but it is all bricks. So before I head to the bricks, initially there was no water, and I could just look for some water collected after the heavy rainfall, and we could dig the land, mix the soil, and then have the mold boards, and then we make the bricks with the help of a few parents that we have by then. So this is something that I initiated to help us get Petals in place. Actually, I knew we could not get enough money to give us the building materials like bricks. We get the sand, we have the timber, we have the labor, we have the cement. So I realized all that would be expensive, and we did not have enough fund to facilitate all that. So instead I said, okay, instead of looking for building stones from far up places, I could come and dig the land here, and we make bricks on our own. I knew that would cut down the cost for building a house, and eventually we could use the same path to go to the river. The river is about 3 kilometers away from where we are right now, and I could go there with parents. We collect sand from the river, and I use the ox cart. I have the ox cart in school, and we use the bowls that were purchased by some of our friends from the United States who help us with the funds, and we bought 2 bowls. We pull the sand from the river, and that is what we have been using for construction. Eventually, after we had gone all that through difficulty, we had a donation that was given, and we tried to dig a borehole. A borehole is just right where we are, and take care. It is not far away. We'll have to look at it. I believe where we are is still school property, and so we had to come and put a borehole, and we tried to dig here. We tried to dig a borehole here, and the borehole went so deep, 52 feet deep, and we had to use concrete, we had to use cement, and we had to use sand. So all those materials, the concrete, we could collect stone and split them into pieces, and we have concrete. And I could bring sand from the river just to do the borehole. It was measured by the expertise and told us we would get water at 72 feet deep. But after doing the construction and digging up to around 52 feet deep, we realized we had reached a hard core that could not be penetrated using hand, because it was a manual digging. We did not have a machine that was drilling the borehole, as normally people have borehole drilling machines. But this one we were doing it manually because of the little money that we have. So you try and squeeze it out. When we reached 52 feet deep, it was very difficult to go further than that. And even those who were helping us do it reached a place they could not continue, and it was left at that stage. So later on, we had a plan of coming to redo it. And then idea came into my mind that why can't we try and make it in school? And when we tried to dig it just next to the office before we moved down here, God actually did a miracle, and I realized we could get water at only 24 feet deep. but this one we went to 52 feet deep, and still it could not help us, except during heavy rainfall we could get some water, but during dry spell now it is dry and we don't have water. And to make it worse, it was even far away from school, and that is just God's plan. One time when we went to look for water at a nearby borehole in Kuria land, we have two communities, Luos and Kuria, and we are at the border. So one time, Lillian, who is the headmistress, and the first pupils that we started with were both from two tribes, and then they went to bring water. And after reaching there, they were sent away from the well where there was water, and they could come without water. And that is when I sat under the tree and I was reading my Bible and the copy of Science and Health, and I was told that, the children had been sent away from the well and they came back without water. As I was opening the book, I came across a book that I really like, and this was the book of Isaiah 43 verse 19. And the book said that I, the Lord, shall make way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. And I said, God, surely I know your promises are never go undone. One time we'll get water and we'll get accessibility, which means we'll have a road. I'm very grateful that even though the road has never extended to this far part, we still hope that the road will one day extend to the farthest end, and we meet other communities that are still, like a lady has just passed here, and she's walking to the farthest end, and it would be not be easier for her to use a vehicle or anything of the kind, because the road is not accessible during rainy season, because it is just a path that I use when I'm going to bring the sand. And people are living there. There are pupils that are walking from the field where we are looking, and they are coming to Petals. And I thank God. When I read that book, I said, God, one day you will do as you have stated in your holy book. Eventually, a friend donated some money, and we made a well in school that has kept school going. We also came across a friend, and this was none other than Dick Smith, who really came and helped us did the road, which was left undone, to Petals. And those are just certain things that we could not imagine of. We have the land that we have been doing the farming. Behind here, we had just harvested the maize. And these maize are the ones that we have been using to feed the children. And now, because we did not have money at the right time, people had plowed, and the crops are already ready, and our land is left undone this season, just because we did not have money to do the farm work at the right time. And we believe next season, perhaps when the time for planting will come, we'll have to do the land. I would wish to proceed and get closer to the break which we made, and we could follow, and then we go closer to it. It had been an hectic work, but we have to persevere and just have them in place for the school to carry on. So, right where we are walking is the ground where we were doing the land scooping. We did the whole work in the whole place just to get building materials. And here where we are heading to, we have like 10,000 bricks, and the 10,000 bricks that we have might be used in the future. We are planning that we can get staff houses in place and even construct a dormitory for either girls or boys. The bricks are here and they have stayed because we made them, and there was no enough fund that could help us put up a building. But the bricks we did here are just ready. They are waiting for construction, and anytime there will be money that can assist us in putting up a building, we will not hesitate to have the construction in place. And this is something that we are really praying for. After putting the logs, we cut very big logs from the trees that we have here, and the trees belong to Jared Ambugo Gega. Jared Ambugo is the donor of the land, and he cannot as well donate for us some trees to use in firing the soil, because the brick must be used when it has been fired. I hope we can get even a piece that is already that came out. Oh, well, here is one. We can have it because this is a brick that can just be used for construction. Yeah, so there are pieces like this, and the whole of them are here. There are 10,000 bricks. So when we have funds ready, we can use that to do the construction of houses. So we put the logs are put in every hole as they are until the farthest end. Like this one had like 6 of these holes, and that is where we put the fire and we burn the whole thing so that the brick becomes stronger for construction. That is when you can use it to make a house. And this is something we are doing because we don't have quarry around. Many people use quarry for their construction, and the quarry, to get a quarry here is not easy. You have to go up to Kisii, and that is over 600 kilometers, I guess, for you to get just building stones. And that would require that you get extra money for transporting quarry, go buy quarry, and then you transport it from Kisii up to here. It's very, very expensive. So God give people idea, and you can convert your idea to get what you wanted. So actually God gave us the idea that, okay, we can dig the land, and we dig the soil, we put water into it, we mix the water and soil, and we have the mold board. Like the brick is 1 foot. 1 foot is 12 centimeters, I think.
Inches.
12 inches, yeah. So you find that the brick is 12 inches by 4 by 6. So the width here is 6, here is 4, and here is 12 inches. So you find when you want to construct a house, it will help you do the construction in a better way, just as anybody who could go and buy the building stone or quarry from wherever place it could be. But we realized we could not get quarry, and we wanted a permanent building, so it forced us to have the bricks put in place. And that is what we have been doing, and we thank God in the future. Petals will just be a nice place, and we'll have guest houses put in place so that our guests who are traveling and visiting us can just have a house where they can be staying making their own meals and living there comfortably for the period that they can be staying at Petals. And that will really be a blessing to the community. Thank you so much.